So there we go. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello,
Today we
hello.
hello. Today we have Axel, and it's Axel Thibon.
Axel Thibon, if you pronounce it in trying to pronounce it in French.
Okay. And you're in the US, but you certainly don't have a US accent. So where are you from, Axel?
So yeah, just from France, just I arrived to the US now 12 years ago, but from France originally.
And what brought you to the Americas, the United States?
Yes, I would say even if today we're going to speak about some fintech and finance solution. I'm not a finance person by training, and I had I would say first life in Europe, being a mechanical engineer in the automotive sector, so nothing to do with finance. But then I came here to do my MBA, and that's when I switched to finance after the MBA.
Cool, man. So what drew you to finance? What was the draw there? I mean, was it the numbers? Were you just naturally good at that, or what was it about
Well,
finance?
I think there was like two components. One which was after having my MBA and learning about finance, marketing, and other things that I didn't practice or learn while being an engineer. I was thinking I need to do something that I haven't done before. I need to experiment new things, and so that was part of the, I would say, the answer. And the other part of the answer is I think that what I'm doing now with Wisest is a result of a personal frustration that I had when I was an engineer. So when I was trying to start investing myself, and I didn't know what to do and where to start. And so I think that this always stayed in my mind, and yeah, the life brought me to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah, absolutely, which is wisest. And I think it's amazing. I think like necessity is the mother of all invention, right? And that's what they say. And when you can't find something yourself, well, some of us decide let's just invent it. And that's what you've done. So how has that journey gone for you? I mean, like it's startups, and I mean, I don't know if it's a startup now, but it probably was at the beginning. Like, how was that process for you?
Yeah, I would say first is before you jump into the pool, I would say you have to have some confidence and trust in yourself that you can achieve it. And so I think that also I didn't uh, jump into Wisest right away after school, I would say, because I worked in banking for a few years. And so that's after these years being the head of strategy for a couple of banks, and uh, also building and from scratch a little digital bank on behalf of a bigger platform. uh, all this experience gave me the confidence that I was able to build, I would say, something from scratch on the finance in the finance industry. And then that combined with the ideas that I had to solve the problem about investing that we are solving with Wisest, made the everything possible. And the journey has been I would say a very long but very exciting journey. Now we have been working on Wisest for more than 3 years, and we are starting to see the fruits of the all the work, so which is great.
Good for you. Yeah, there's definitely like that barrier to entry of time, it seems. We've got to pay our dues. I don't know why that is. It's like a law of the universe or something. But I'm happy that you've made it this far. That's good. So what's the problem that you're solving? Why is this doing that?
Yes. So the problem is very simple. At the end of the day, it's when any of us is starting working, and we say hey, I need to think about my future. I need to think about my retirement, about my goal to buy a house, and at the end of the day, I need to start putting my money to work to make my goals a reality.
Mhm.
And so this is obviously investing, and to do that most of us will start with some solutions that are free because we don't have a lot of money to start. And everybody tell us hey, go to Robinhood or go to this other platform, and it's free, you will see, it's easy. And yes, it's easy to have access to it, But when like myself, like a few years ago, you are a mechanical engineer, or you don't have any background in finance, you say, oh, and now what do I buy and what do I sell? I'm gonna screw up. and and so when you want to do it seriously and just not like I would say gamble some money, you say, okay, I need to go back to ask to my banks if they can help me. And you go there and your bank is telling you like, yeah, no problem, we can help you, but like, do you already have this amount of money to be able to qualify for the service and to get like a financial advisor? No, not yet. Okay, so come back in 5 years when you will have it. And so, so there is no solution here. And what is left for most of people is to go with like more like a passive solution, where you go to robo investing platforms like Wealthfront, Betterment, Acorns, where you answer a few questions, and the platform will give you like, hey, this is a portfolio for you, and that's it. It's a black box, and you cannot like speak with anyone to have any confirmation. There is no learning opportunity, and you do not have any choice, any say in what is happening, which is quite frustrating. And also, like, if you want to participate and learn in the process, no way. So another issue there. So at the end of the day, we said, like, when I looked at all these journeys, I say, okay, what can I do? And because nothing is existing that can solve this problem, so let's build Wisest. And so that's like the problem that I think like many of us are facing,
Yeah.
and that we are trying to solve with Wisest.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So I think that is a great trend that's happening, right? In so many areas, not just yours, but getting rid of the middleman. Maybe not getting rid of, but modifying that duty of a broker, an in-between person. And is that what Wisest does? It kind of
Yes, that and making also investing much more. I would say first is like making it more simple, then make it more accessible for anyone. So you don't have to have like $100,000 to start. And yes, like trying to align also in all incentives, so everyone can trust and be confident of what's happening. You're not just paying a fee to some financial advisors, and that will make the money whatever the result is with what he's doing with yours. So there's a lot of different elements there that brought us to do that.
yeah, okay. So somebody goes on the platform, right? So it's an app, or is it all
Yes.
online, like cloud
Yes,
based, or
yes.
is it?
So for now, we are launching it as an app. So the idea is like to expand and have like a desktop version soon. But like now it's an app, and when people come into the app, they register, and what they see, they don't see like a lot of graphs, numerical informations, like and terminology like mutual funds, ETFs, things that could be like a very abstract and scary for someone that doesn't know about anything about finance and investing. And so we said, let's make sure that we have something that will work with what people are used to. And so when you come into the app, you see people, you see profile of people, and we are all used to analyze people now in social media
Yeah,
with LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and others. And so that's what is in Wisest. In Wisest, we have like financial experts that we are like curating one by one and vetting one by one on our side,
yes,
and they are in the platform sharing who they are, their bio, their strategy of investing, and one or several portfolios that they are I would say suggesting. And so this way it's fully transparent, and people can start building a relationship person to person, instead of having to analyze like some financial information about a company they don't know.
right.
And so when you find like some profile through our guidance also that could be a good match, the users can decide to follow these experts. And the last step would be to decide also to invest and say, hey, I'm going to replicate the portfolio of this expert, and for myself, and not to have all your eggs in one basket. You can select like 2 or 3 or 4 or experts, so you build almost like a team that is working for you.
Yeah.
So you do not depend only like on the one financial advisor that is in the branch of your bank next to your home. You can choose and mix and have like this way of diversification
Yeah.
through your team that is working for you. And the way Wisest works, like Wisest is going to replicate on your behalf automatically the portfolio of these experts in function of the weight you allocate to them. and then that's it. And the way you will manage your portfolio is not by managing again the holdings or the products that are in the portfolio, but by managing your team. So if your team is made of like Jeffrey, Catherine, and Alex, and if you see that like you want to change Alex because like in the last 2 months it was not like as you wanted in terms of results or others, you can remove, reallocate your money to the other two, or to find a replacement from Alex in the platform. So it's like it's having this human layer that
Right.
make investing much more like I would say intuitive and simple for everyone. And then the last I would say good thing is like as we have all these humans there, we leverage them to coach and teach our users. So meaning that each time these experts are doing some change in their portfolio, they explain the change. Hey, I am doing to do this because of this and this and that. And so this way, you as a user, you are not facing a black box anymore. You understand and learn how things are happening. And if
Yeah.
they are not doing any change, once a week at least, they're gonna comment on the news, what is happening on the market, and so on
Yes.
and so forth. So to make people comfortable and provide like the basics of like of learning and becoming more like aware of like investing.
Yeah, yeah. So even it could be just a simple education tool, really.
Yes, yes. People can, if they want, they can come in and just like I would say, subscribe to the expert they want to follow and just follow them, but without putting their money into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So could I make an analogy to say that it's kind of like the Uber, but for finance in the sense that people can get rated and those sorts of things. So it's a community, right? So people
Yes,
are,
it's yeah, you're perfectly right, and I would say it's also how we compensate the expert, because the incentive they have to be in the platform is because they are going to be compensated obviously for the
Mhm.
value they bring,
Of course.
but the compensation is aligned with I would say the needs of the users, meaning that we are making sure that the part of the compensation is like in function of the reviews that the users and followers are giving to these experts. Also, part of the compensation is made from the risk level of the portfolio of these experts. So the higher the level of risk of the portfolio they are sharing, the lower the compensation, because we want to make sure that the experts are also working to offer the best possible results as a minimum possible risk. So they have to be smart in their approach
Yeah.
with that, and so with these plus the number of followers they have, this is like this mix that will make something that align incentives and make sure that like everybody is in sync with what they have to do.
That's always the hard part, isn't it? Communication. Yeah. So, what are the logistics like? So I wouldn't actually be making trades myself, would I? Or
No, this is not the Wisest is not a trading hub. So you're not. It's not like it's again like taking the analogy of like Robinhood or E-Trade. It's not like something where you buy and sell your own like stocks. It's all about it's long-term investing. So it means you are investing in a portfolio,
yeah,
in a strategy, and because you have certain goal and certain like level of like risk tolerance, and that's where we will help and where these experts will help. So
yeah,
that's like the goal of Wisest is again like to for people to invest, not to trade.
yeah. Okay. That's the risk tolerance. I'm glad you brought that up. So is that something that over time it either goes up or down, or like is it all experience based for people? Like,
Yeah.
I had a bad experience with X investment. I'm gonna do 5% or 2%. That's my comfort level, like bonds or something, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and so obviously like the risk tolerance level will be adjusted over time in function of what you do and what is your feedback as a user. But like to start, we need to start with something. And so at start, when the user are onboarded, there is a series of questions like about like what is the preference of people, and with these answers, we are able to gauge like a level of risk tolerance and say, hey, in function of this risk tolerance that we estimate from your answers, we think that the best experts, the best match in terms of experts will be this one, and this one in the platform. And so that's like the to how to start. But obviously, like for people that do not know or are not sure, the fact that you can select, you still have the final choice in terms of experts. If you don't know, you can still select like, hey, you know what? I'm going to put like 50% of my money in a very conservative portfolio and 50% of my money in a very aggressive portfolio, and I will see what I like, what I don't like, what made me anxious or not anxious, and little by little, you will find your own level of comfort.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I can't wait to get on it, to be honest with you, because I think there's a ton to learn. But for me and also the listeners, like, what are some investing fundamentals that people can, get from you and the people on there, the things you've learned about investing that maybe has deterred some people, that they're just kind of a little afraid to make that jump from getting their broker to do it to going on to your app.
Yes, I would say like it's always the same thing. Like you have like all the people that are like want to go like with like their classical like one-on-one in-person financial advisor, but that is quite expensive. And so for these people, like we are able to provide the same level of like service, but with at a much lower cost, and then also like diversifying. So you do not depend on one person only. You can select different experts to follow and learn from. So there is like this first aspect, and then the second aspect is like for people that are more the risk taker, the one that are like buying and selling stocks. For this one, like we know that 90% of them are losing money. At some point, people will get frustrated and will try to find some solution that is safer. And so that's where they can get the support to have like this safer solution with Wisest.
Okay. So where do we find it? Is it on the App Store yet or what?
Yes. So today we are like just in the middle of like launching. So that's like we are super excited. So obviously, like we encourage anyone to visit our website and to follow us in our social media pages. So it's wisest.com, or like all the social media pages are like Wisest app, like in Instagram, in Facebook, etc., etc. So we are everywhere there. And then like obviously they can go to the App Store or to the Google Play Store, and the app is there. We just like need like a few more days to release the use of the app, so people can start downloading, but they cannot start using it right now. So in a few days, like we are just about to release it. It's going to be starting to work. So that's like very exciting, and yeah, people can already say if they want to make sure they will know when the app will be released, they can just sign up on the waiting list from the website and at wisest.com, and here we are.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I'll be doing that. So what has the process been like? I don't know if you've raised funds or not, but I'm just curious about, all of that, putting a pitch deck together and that process. How many no's did you get? And like, did that create a lot of resilience for you to just keep pushing harder?
Yes, no, that's a journey. Like I would say, like and if we compare with others, like it's not like it's not longer. It's like it's the nature of the beast. When and you just mentioned the key word resilience and persistence, which is when you want to achieve something, you have to do that. And yes, we started like 3 years ago with like the concept, the idea, and the first thing that we did was to make sure that like it would be compliant from a regulatory perspective. Because it doesn't make any sense to start building something if it's not going to be compliant. So let's make sure that everything will be compliant and working with the regulation.
Yeah.
And then that there is also a real need. So we also verified like with like some surveys and interviews, like to make sure that there is like it was not only me, but a lot of people around that has like the same, I would say, issues. And yes.
Yes.
And then after that, we started like building the solution. First, like a beta version that was a simulation tool to be able to showcase that and build our team with like some advisors for our board, and then to find some capital, raising funds. And so that's like what we were able to achieve like at the beginning of this year. To raise like the first like round of like funding.
Congratulations.
And now we are like we increased like the size of the team, and we started like the integration with like a backend service solution that is going to provide for us like the holding of the accounts, the custody of the accounts, and also all the trading that is happening. So we didn't want to reinvent the wheel, so we are using a third-party partner that is helping us with this aspect.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is like the third-party partner that has been doing exactly the same thing for like all the big fintech that are out there. So
Okay.
Ally, Royalfront, Betterment, Stash, Robinhood, everyone is using Apex and we are doing the same thing.
Wow.
And I think that as they love like also our concept, when we started working with them, they also decided to be part of the investing round, and so they invested also in our company, which is great.
Yeah,
So,
that's
so
awesome, man. You
so
got
that's the
smart
story. So
money.
now we are like almost like closing this I would say this era of the company where which was like the whole like development, preparation, and building, and now we are entering into the exciting phase, which is like now let's get people to enjoy and leverage Wisest as a users and
Yeah.
grow. And the way we do it is like we have Wisest obviously available directly, so anyone can join Wisest directly through the App Store. But like we are also looking at like reaching our audience through like partnerships, meaning that having banks that will offer Wisest as part of their offering, having companies to offer Wisest as a benefit to their employees,
Of course.
to complement the 401k or other financial benefits.
That's brilliant.
And so that's like the way we see like our evolution, to make sure that again we can reach the people that need us. So.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So what's the long-term plan? I mean, aside from, caring about the clients, the users and all that stuff, which is, core and you need that. What's the long-term plan? What's the next phase? Just to keep adding more infrastructure to it? Or, what's the financial end of it? Are you going to take it public? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so we have like obviously like a lot of like ideas and some roadmaps in front of us, but like again, I think that the most important thing for us is like we build it to make it investing more approachable and easy for anyone, and so in the first few months of having users, now it's where we will leverage these users to tell us like, hey, what is the next thing that you need?
Brilliant.
And so that will be with what will drive in which order we do what we have today in our roadmap. So it depends of if people want more features on the investing side, if they
Yes.
want different asset class like crypto, even if crypto today it's better not to take too much risk with it, or if they want other type of financial services to almost have like a one-stop shop, to have like their checking account and maybe some possibility to have some to borrow some money there. So we'll see in function of what are the needs of the users, but like which is for us like the most important thing. Like at the end of the day, like Wisest will exist only by its users, so we need to make sure that we serve their needs.
Yeah, good. I love it. Yeah, I think that model right there, like asking your clients what they want, is just right on the mark. And there's so many people that miss that. I also appreciate that you did a survey to make sure that it wasn't just you. Because I've been guilty of it too, where there's been, so many companies started where they can't figure out why they didn't get it off the ground, and they didn't do that research, right? So
yeah, and today we already have like between 3,000 and 4,000 people in the waiting list. So we are thrilled.
awesome, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we can find you on LinkedIn. I know that. So what's your handle on LinkedIn, your name?
So yes, so you can find myself directly at Axel Thibon, or if not, like you can also look at Wisest, and then like I am listed as one of the employees of Wisest, obviously. So that's another way to find me.
Yeah,
But yes, like I would say like through Wisest, it's the easiest way, like both in LinkedIn and other channels.
cool. So how does your M&A experience, help you out in this? I mean, you talked about integration. I think that is something either you do and it's a headache, or it's something you just don't do at all. Um, has that helped you out in this whole process?
Oh yes, definitely. Like the fact of like having worked like in the banking industry before, and having worked in M&A and acquired banks and integrate these banks into the one we were working at, like this whole process was a great learning. And now when we are building Wisest, we also are doing these integrations with other partners to be able to have a solution that works nicely and perfectly. And so definitely, like all the experience that I had before was very, very useful to be able to do Wisest.
Very good. All right, man. Well, hey, for any of the upcoming startup people that are, thinking, I should, maybe I want to do this thing. I've got this idea because it's something I need. What would your advice be to them?
Yeah, so I would say the first is it's going to be like a long journey. It's not like unless there is like the luck and the chance factor. Normally, like the entrepreneurship journey is like quite long and it's a roller coaster, and there is always more things to do than what we anticipated before. So that's like something that is like always to have in mind, and to be persistent, and make sure that like even if things are not done in the right order, because it's a learning experience, we learn by doing. It's all about not giving up and making sure that like there is a real need from the user perspective, and that what we do is like again like working with the regulations before jumping into building the solution and building the technology. So that would be like my 2 cents. And then like again like in terms of like funding and getting capital, same thing, like never give up, like just to give like some numbers. We are super happy with what we raised, and at the end of the raise I even had to say no to some money because we had more than enough, but I contacted like over 1,200 investors. So it has been like almost like a year process with like 3, 4, 5 meetings a day during a year, more than 600 like first meetings, and to end up at the end of the day with 40 investors, which is fantastic. So it's intense. It's an intense period, but it's very rewarding, and now we are very excited to see the fruits and to go live.
Cool. Well, Axel, it's been a pleasure, and it's nice to hear the origin story of something. And I'm excited well, I'm going to join the wait list, and I'm excited to see how it goes. So, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And all the best. And we'll be in touch again.
Perfect. And if anyone has like any question and reach out to you, do not hesitate to ping me. I would be happy to answer and to help anyone.
Okay, wonderful, Axel. You have a good one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.